All right, Algebra 1, last day of section 2B.1. We are still working with linear equations and lines and graphs. Here we have two different lines. We have a red line, it's horizontal, it's straight across, and we have a green line that goes up and down. So what we notice about the red line is that it doesn't go up and down at all, right? So it has a slope of 0 because it's going up 0 and just running forever, right? So we have a slope of 0. It's straight across, it's flat, it's horizontal, and it only crosses the y-axis. It never touches the x-axis. It's parallel to it. So since it only crosses the y-axis and it has a slope of 0, our equation for this line is going to be y equals 2. So this would be our y-intercept. And since the slope was 0, there was really no slope. And then looking at the green line here, totally opposite, right? It's going straight up and down. So it's going to go up forever, it's rising forever, and then it's never running. So we would say that this slope is undefined. So we're not gonna write a slope down again. And what's the only axis that it runs into? It only runs into the x-axis here right at -3. It's parallel to the y-axis. It'll never cross it. So we're going to say the equation of this line is x equals -3 because we just go left 3 on the x-axis and then straight up and down creates that line. And we want to write the equation of a line. This is just a refresher from 2 points. So here we have our first point, x, y, x1, y1. Our second point, x, y, x2, y2. Well, let's plug these 2 points in to our slope formula. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, that's going to give us our slope. So we have 15 minus 19 over -9 minus 9. Well, 15 minus 19 is -4, and -9 minus 9 is going to be a smaller negative, right? A number further left on the number line. So we have -18. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so I took away the negatives right here. And then let's simplify this fraction. We can see that 2 goes into 4 and 2 goes into 18. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9, so our slope is 2 over 9. And once we find that slope, we need to find our y-intercept. So let's take one of these points and plug them in for our x and our y and plug in our slope for our m so that we can solve for our b. I'm just going to use the first point here. Doesn't matter which one you use, you're going to get the same answer. Here's my y, here's my x. So n for y is 19. Our slope is 2 over 9 times our x value is 9 plus b. I think it's easier to multiply 2 fractions together, so this 9 is going to turn into a fraction. We're dividing it by 1. Then we can multiply straight across. 2 times 9 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9, and we have 19 equals 18 over 9 plus b. 18 divided by 9 is 2, so we have 19 equals 2 plus b. Let's solve for b. How do I move a positive 2 over to the other side? Let's subtract 2. It's going to cancel. 19 minus 2 is 17. Our y-intercept is 17. Our slope is 2 over 9. Let's write out that equation. Y equals mx plus b. And finishing it off, we have another word problem. So I bought this phone for $950 on a payment plan, which means I'm not buying it up front. I'm not giving the phone store $950 in cash. I'm going to say that every month I'll pay you a certain amount of money until it's paid off. So after 2 months, I had $900 left to pay. So I started with $950 and now I'm down to $900. Well, after 5 months, I had $825 left to pay. So let's write an equation to represent this payment plan. And this payment plan is going to be a linear equation. Our total amount that we started with was $950. So X is time and months are time, right? We're talking about months here. So at month 0, or like the very start, right? When we first bought this phone, month 0, we have $950 left to pay. Well, after 2 months, I have $900 left to pay, just like our word problem said. and after 5 months, we had $825 left to pay. So let's use these 2 points, and let's use the slope formula, and let's find the slope. So y2 minus y1 is negative 75, and x2 minus x1 is 3, and our slope simplifies to negative 25. And then our y-intercept, our b, is just where, well, let's take you back to this picture. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So like this point right here is 0, 2. Our point right here is 0, 950. So our y-intercept is 950. And we can take this slope and this y-intercept and plug it into our equation. So we have y equals negative 25x plus 950. And that'll tell us depending on what month we are in, we know exactly how much left we will have to pay on that phone.